And now that they have not only just a counter, this might just be a celery Snapfire too. Very comfortable with this hero. They might swap the Abaddon for Kezu this time. So I guess this is a bit of flexing that they're doing here, is they also consider the Abaddon to first be a support, but now it might just be an offlaner. We'll have to see and wait. They could still play Snap as a 4. They could even put Snap mid.
Radiant team are now
but it's really just down to the matchups.
Razor Clockwork. Razor Clockwork Viper even. Man, once you go into this lineup, you don't go out.
Yeah.
The Snapfire is decent versus the Clockwork, getting people out of the cogs. Decent to help increase the range for the Razor as well, but that's all about getting out, about running away. And I don't think with all of the slows on the board that you're actually going to be successful. I think Viking are going to have to bite the bullet here and commit to going in. If you don't commit here, you're going to be running away the entire game. Because they're just going to siege down your towers. They're going to have Viper and Razor standing just about at the edge of your tower range, and you're going to have to run in with an Abaddon Snapfire. You need more than that. That one goes in. And that gives you something to play for later.
Phantom Lancer, yeah, there's not any tools against it right now. I like this pick. Most importantly, I think the ban sector should probably be targeting against the AoEs or indicators. Ursa would be one. And Sven would make a whole lot of sense here. You don't really have any kiting tools against the Sven. The Lina and the Snapfire are kind of susceptible for a Sven to just quickly blow you up. Abaddon doesn't have anything against the Sven. You're just running away and taking hits. So
would also be a carry with a hard disable.
Yeah, that too.
Once again, ChFighters do lack the hard disables, but if you are pressuring sieging lineup, you don't actually need disables, because once again, people will come into you unless they want to lose their towers and lose their map. It's all about the positioning gameplay for ChFighters right now. But
it has been, yeah, very, very positioning based for them.
Only 10 seconds.
In not only just this draft, but also the previous one. So they do have to pay attention to not only where they are, but most importantly, where's Kezu? Where are VikinGG looking to draw the fight to? Can they bait them in? I think Razor is one of those great heroes on drawing attention, forcing them to change the positions, drawing a fight to a choke point or away from a choke point if they don't want it. Obviously, for ChFighters, they would love to fight in choke points because of, 1, the egg, 2, the cogs.
Team pick.
I'd love to actually see a third medium core here from ChFighters. Not a hard carry. Just go all in on the fact that you're going to hit this massive, massive mid-game window that you're going to scale into. Thinking about, for example, the DK, there's not really any damage on VikinGG that can actually deal with him right now. This doesn't add that either. And DK scales very well into a Phantom Lancer still. Like, you're not the ultimate late-game answer to it, but if ChFighters dare, they could roll this game up in 25 minutes.
Well, now that you say you don't want a hard carry, it's Charlie. It could be a Medusa. But we'll have to see.
Got a very good win rate.
Yeah, pretty good win rate. Not necessarily the best when the Phantom Lance is already there. No. Though, Stone Gaze at least destroys illusions, making it a bit different. But you want to use your Stone Gaze on it, plus you would have to get the Aghanims with the Snake buff if you want to destroy the illusions with your Mystic Snake. So that also is kind of like, yeah, do they want to take that route? But if they feel like they have enough tools against the Phantom Lancer already, they could go for it. I was thinking TB if TB wasn't banned already in the second phase by ChFighters actually by themselves. So, do we see a Charlie Viper? Do we see a Charlie Razor? Or do we see something else from him? Because they are banning more and more pause ones. I kind of like the Ursa.
I'd be cool with an Ursa. Battle Fury Ursa build. Great damage immediately. You'd have to build halberds. And this is a pretty decent lineup for Viking to build halberds and heals on, though. Letting it go down to the wire.
Phantom Assassin.
Your hero.
It's PA.
It's PA, yep. This is the cut. You could almost say one of Charlie's best heroes, but at the same time, it's a hero Viking are very familiar when they're playing the PA. How do they play against it, though? It's a whole different question.
Yep. Well, there's going to be an MKB on this Lina. That is going to be the key here. And this is much more of a Viking draft finally, Boom is going to have a hero that he doesn't necessarily have to jump on. He can stand and deliver. We're going to hopefully see an early BKB from him. We're going to hopefully see a hell of a lot of right-click damage from him. And ChFighters are going to, at some point, especially with this PA, have to do the thing that their lineup is not all that great at right now, which is engaging. I'm hoping to see a
Only
lot
10
of work from this
seconds.
era Clockwork.
5 seconds.
What do you
remaining.
feel like? Tie series? You think Vikings draft is good enough?
I think Vikings draft's pretty good here. PA is gonna have a decent lane versus Topanga, but she's not gonna shove him out. And they do have the team fight advantage this time around on Viking. I think it's basically only the Phoenix for ChFighters, so this one could be tight. I'm slightly favoring Viking here, partially out of bias, but also partially just because they're finally looking like they're going to play some Viking Dota.
Well, ladies and gents, this is a chance for ChFighters to take down one of the top teams in Europe, VikinGG, down a map. And Viking obviously want to stay fighting all the way alive, at least to a map 3, to know that they gave it their best. But obviously, they know themselves. They haven't given their best yet. And they want to keep on going. Tough place. 2 great teams. One of them going out. I would love to see both of these teams in TI, at least in the group stage, to be completely honest. I would love to see both of them there. But we're unfortunately not getting the privilege of getting both of them there.
Definitely not. And I do think that there's a lot of other teams that would have something to say about that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's definitely heavy competition all aboard. But let's jump into this one. I'm excited about the PA. See what the European PA can
let's
deliver.
Get to it, shall we?
And, of course, on the other side, VikinGG. I want to see more aggression. I want to see more map control. I want to see dominance. Team fight dominance from them, because they looked like you could say sacrificial lambs in some sense in game number 1. Just on the run, just running away and meeting their inevitable fate.
Yep. This is where you stand and fight. Let's see if they can bring it. So
Long
far, they've
route.
already got all of the rotations into mid secured. Yep.
Very, very long route. And
Kezu.
the smoke runs out. Kezu. They're waiting for him to run into a spot where they could approach him. Because right now it's not doable. It's just not doable. Kezu's gonna give full info. So, smart choice. ChFighters, they disengage from this. Reposition on their side of the map. Even if it's night vision, these players are still very, very aware of what's happening around them. So you're not going to be making any foolish plays onto the enemy high ground. Like, hey, let's run there, even though they see we're coming. Little contest on the river.
So it begins.
Maybe let's not.
Yeah. 2 for
All
2.
these wards, yeah. All the wards watching this action here, not very likely of them to run into each other. And both of them securing their mid lane versus the possible rotations from the enemy offlane coming in. So Lina getting secured versus this Clockwork, as well as the Razor getting secured versus the possible Snapfire coming in. Neither of them want to be bothered here. This is a mano a mano.
Charlie Peksu up against Kezu Aramis here in the top lane. PA Phoenix capable of harassing. No stuns though. Just slows and damage. And you also have Aramis who can... also a great surprise nuke is Lil Shredder plus the Swashbuckle.
Oh yeah.
Which can definitely hurt.
Yep. And if you get any disarm triggers, Charlie can't even trade back. He's actually going to have to play this lane pretty carefully once it goes later.
Yeah, that's the issue. You talked about the Halberd pickups that are definitely going to be coming up at some point of the game, but they already have like the Pangolier, which is directly a disarm. It's a bit of an RNG one, though it has a pretty high chance of proccing, so you can almost reliably think about it that Kezu will get the first Swashbuckle into the fight to hit Charlie in to start rolling into the ultimate. So at least have a chance to get the disarm out before anything starts rolling in. But that's the moment when you're committed. When you pop your ulti, you know you're going in. So better get that disarm off.
If only you could actually press a button and get it, but I think we both know some Pango players who just
Yeah.
never proc.
Some Pangos never proc, that's true. Bot lane, this is, again, Abaddon versus the Viper. So basically, PL starts taking poison attack stacks. Celery is going to have to spam shield to get rid of those poison attack stacks. Then also you have Doppelganger, which is another great tool with dispelling. Not an easy lane for the Vampire Viper. Oh my god. I guess it's some kind of a vampire, but not at least in the recent memory
The
that we know.
traditional sense, no.
I don't know where that came from.
They're not going to be a threat to Shiba either, though, so he's going to be able to get some pretty nice farm up here.
Denied.
As well as that, Era is the real threat in this lane. He can kill Celery once he gets a second level in Battery Assault. You can see him holding points even now, looking for an opportunity, see if he's going to need the extra nuke from the Rocket Flare, or if we're going Cogs second level Battery Assault and Murder.
Just a bit of casual trading going on. This is the fate that Pexu's going to have to tank. Going to have to soak up a lot of attention here from Vikings offlaners. Again, same type of idea. Buy time and space for Charlie. And as soon as Kezu's realized that he's alone, instant reaction. Great read from ChFighters, knowing that if Aramis is not there directly, it's an opening for some more than just trading.
This is going to be fine though. Gets shared next to Tango. They both have a magic stick as well versus the dagger spam from the PA. And there we go. Era, 2 levels battery assault, 1 level power cogs. You know, I say these things and then I don't look at them because when I'm observing games on my own, it's just like, yeah,
Oh,
that's gonna
Shad.
happen, and then I see a notification.
Oh,
It's like,
Shad.
oh, okay, it happened.
Beautiful, beautiful play there from Era and Chipe. Not only getting the Celery kill, but the one that really matters, getting Chad. And a double kill for Era. That means more than just the boots that he's already had at level 1. 600-700 gold sitting in the bank. Look at that water rune just calling his name. And back to lane we go.
That's painful for Boom. Pretty low on mana, and that's the way that he keeps the Razor away from him, is just using his spells in order to increase the distance. His attack range is good, but not that good, and now he's going to have to play these next couple of waves very carefully. You can see Supreme pressing his advantage here just through positioning already.
Yeah, there's jumping around lanes, trying to keep an eye open on any possible openings for either team. Like, if the Pango's alone in the lane for a second, that means the ChFighters will instantly press the advantage. Then, obviously, the Clockwork wants to play aggressive in bottom. Then we saw some great Clockwork plays yesterday from Fishman. Let's see if we can
Absolutely
top that. If Eric can top that, then it has to be a very stellar performance.
It is, but I have seen amazing work
Oh boy.
from him.
Well, wasn't expecting that.
No, in fact, I was thinking about the fact that Kazu would probably hold his Swashbuckle here, because this is a very dangerous moment for him to go in. Being on low HP as he is, but as it turns out, Pexu is getting low. He can't trade versus the Snapfire. The attack slow doesn't really mean anything when faced with a little Shredder.
Yeah, yeah.
He's always going to cop the full damage. At the very least, Charlie took a couple hits there, so he could play up. And this camp has been blocked for a while now. So yeah, re-sentry. But a lot of valuable time has been lost already.
For sure. They have the easy camp open now. It's a bit late for it though. They can at least have the advantage for the PA to rotate to farm the easy camp and then go back to lane. It's the closest camp to kind of push a tiny bit of extra gold. And PA is one of
Look
those
at the
heroes
mid
that's
lane.
capable of definitely going for it.
Just
Supreme
work
though.
out what's the
Not just
missing.
the LSA. Slows on Boom. Error coming in as well. Aramis in trouble. No way for her to get out. Laguna Blade on Supreme, not enough. And Boom is in trouble. Celery comes in to help out with the cogs. But does he have enough? The heal comes through. The Fairy Fire comes through. Celery lives. Boom lives. But heavy trade. ChFighters get to stay in lane. And Supreme is going to get more and more XP as Boom has to go all the way back home.
Yeah, so both of the supports rotated into the mid lane on the timing out of the first round of wards just after that 5 minute
Era. They're going in again.
Oh, Era's just in. The Celery can't do
mercy.
anything.
No mercy at all. Gets the shield off. Of course, very, very small benefit here. Celery down Supreme. Does Boom get the catch on him?
Yes!
Whoa! So close. Misses the
misses on
LSA
top.
stun as well. They all just walk away.
Like, that's the indication right there, and I think if you're Supreme, you read that. It's like, he popped his stick, reinforcements are coming. That was a very close judgment call by Supreme there. It's like, okay, fine, I know Boom is gonna be in here immediately. This Celery is just buying time for him. Will I get out? He gets out.
Sadly,
Hashtag
just a dollar short. A minute too late. Era. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, yes!
For Era, this is pretty
hell
big.
yes.
He does force the heal. Celery gets the heal out on Shad, but this is not the place for the PL to be right now. He's been driven out of lane. Shiva's made sure of that. And ChFighters, they're excelling this laning stage.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
It's amazing what Era is
It
doing
is
with his
amazing.
clockwork right now. And he denies the word. That's very smart, actually. He's pretty sure that he's given that one away, and he is correct. Celery already cleaned it.
Like, what can we expect from the coming minutes? This is kind of like a repeat from game one. ChFighters just keep up the pressure, and Vikings start to lose map control.
They are, and the real problem here is that Boom hasn't really been able to do anything just yet. So the next couple of minutes are crucial. Kezu needs to come in for the next fight, hit a good Rolling Thunder, so that Boom is not the center of attention, and he can actually, or at least he will be the center of attention, but they can't afford to focus him because there's this Pango stunning everybody. So that Boom can actually output the damage instead of hurrying around, being careful that he doesn't get blown up. He's going for the Yules as well. It's a good Yules game. You got a lot on your plate. You can't exactly afford to get caught by the cogs. There is setup problems for your team as well. Like, you're basically the only setup that your team is going to have. But this is going to delay your BKB. This is going to delay your Boots of Travels. If he goes into this Yules, I want to see a BKB immediately after. Skip the Boots of Travels. Otherwise, it's going to be too late. This game's going to go too fast.
Viking pressing the advantage here with 4 heroes in mid, realizing bottom is a no-go, top is a no-go. Maybe we can do something mid. ChFighters sure to take the response into here. Shib is coming in. Vex was coming in. Forcing Viking away. Creep wave is there. Era looking for the wraparound, coming in from the river. He might just converge on his own side of the map. Needs one more extra level to get the hook shot off. So doesn't have it available just quite yet.
Money to burn.
He can go grab some more levels on the abandoned bot lane. It's actually surprising to see how fast Chad has retreated into the jungle. That bottom lane was dangerous, but at the same time, with Era starting to roam more, he would have had a little bit more time in there. And we talked at the start of the first game how a lot of offlaners you see right now would pressure through the safe lane naturally. Kezu's not going to be doing that.
Kezu's not at all. Charlie comes in, steals the haste rune. He's ready to fight. Look at that bloody big damage onto Aramis, but Kezu, boom, gets the Laguna Blade. Pexu doesn't have the egg. He's only level 4. Viking get 2 kills, almost scot-free. Interesting 10-minute action rune contest, and Viking pulls out stronger because they've got the entire bloody team there. But it works. It pays off.
A little bit surprised to see Supreme go in so hard. But then again, that has been his MO for the previous game as well as this one. Position up, give your team vision, let them follow up. But in this case, they had a Rolling Thunder to contest with, and the rest of his team said no thank you.
Big difference maker for sure. They're TPing in top. Pexu at least. Shibe TP's all the way back to mid just to make sure that they can protect their mid tower, get some mid XP, and a little bit of extra farm. Kezu and Aramis, slow workings on this tower, trying to keep this catapult alive at all costs. And here comes Celery. He's ready to tank up a little bit, comes in for healing. Got his ulti. Pexu's just going to have to watch as his tower falls. This tier 1 does finally end up going for Viking.
Top tower is destroyed.
It's pretty much simultaneous though.
Yeah. Tower trade. Classic tier 1 tower trade. Top bot.
Dire's middle tower is being
Boom
attacked.
almost has that Yules ready. And then Lina has something to play with when you have the setup.
Yeah, straight into the BKB. I like this. He knows he doesn't have the time. No greed this game. Chicken fighters will come to you.
Charlie having a great time so far. Very close to having a Battle Fury. Fantastic start. 83 last hits picked up already. Hasn't been threatened. Did get to participate in a small skirmish while stealing the haste rune, but that didn't go in Chicken Fighter's favor.
Radiant's bottom tower
He's
Now,
ready to back up his team.
another siege towards mid. Kezu has his ulti ready. They have everything available.
The problem is just that Viking can't really take this fight whenever Chicken
No, they
Fighters
can't
is
really.
in position. Like, you have the double ranged core action here. You're going to be taking damage on the way in and the way out.
It's like they're definitely making themselves known that we're here. Can you please rotate here so we can buy more space for our Phantom Lancer? Because Shad needs security, and he needs knowledge. He needs info. He needs to know from his team where to be. Where can I go? Are the enemies planning something? Can you force some kind of aggression somewhere? But don't fully commit. Kind of soft commit. Here comes the Yules, though. Hook shot. Beautiful from Era. Cancels Boom. Now Supreme does get the link out. Bit of damage there. Mortimer's Kiss is coming through. Kezu has the Rolling Boulder and a lot of damage. The Laguna Blade is on fence. Shad gets the kill out of all heroes. A big one and another one going for VikinGG. Will be Era falling as well. And Vikings score 2 kills. Now they can get to that mid tower and get more dosh.
Vexu did not have a TP scroll. He could, and even then it's on cooldown, he could not be there for that fight. They would have needed a very fast pick-off to make that
Might go
worth
for
it.
more here. Bebe
Huh?
gets
He
the
can't do
ulti
anything.
out, but he's melting. He's falling. He's low. Did he have the damage for it? The lance flies out. Yes, they do. That's a 3rd kill. Chicken Fighters, hello.
Yeah.
This is a wake-up call.
This is definitely a wake-up call. They were a little bit, I don't want to say they were sleeping at the wheel here, but that was overly optimistic on the bot side of the map, and then, of course, immediately punished. What did you think they were going to do? They have been at that mid tower 3 times now. They love that opportunity. Viking finally getting some moves done.
Yep, and it's important for them. Not only for the terms of it's map 2, we're fighting elimination, their confidence. We've talked a lot about the mental factors of playing in a lower bracket run. After having a loss, you've already lost once, you can't lose again. And talking about they dropped from the upper bracket to the lower bracket. So every map counts and every moment requires that extra little bit of focus. It gets really draining when you have to play such a long run. But in the end, at some point you just start treating them as games. They're normal games. But you have to get that confidence in as soon as possible to start playing your game, because they were very disconnected in game number 1. And they even felt like they were very disconnected for the last 10 minutes. Now in the past 4 minutes, since the 10-minute marker, when we had that haste contest in the top action rune, Viking,
These drawings.
they feel a bit rejuvenated. However, Charlie is yet to reveal his cards, and he is farming like a madman.
Got Battle Fury at an excellent timing. He's going to speed on into the Desolator now. PA is a bit of a slow hero these days, unless you enable her to fight early. We've seen some Desolator first experiments, especially Madara really likes that, but this is the tried and true method.
Look at this move from Viking.
Yeah.
If they
Kezu
can
drew
get,
this one out. He's got a blink.
if they can get in place on time, they've got the vision down. They find Supreme. Razor is a great target to go for. Stun connections, beautiful connections. Everything connecting onto Razor. Supreme falling and out. Peksu also dead. Instant warning sign for the Phantom Assassin. Move away from the triangle. Go somewhere else. He's already cleared the camps anyway, so he will continue rotating towards the top half to farm. But for Viking, they killed the Razor again. They've technically shut down this Razor's game right now. And now they can go for Roshan.
They got the minus armor over from the Snapfire. They've been looking at this for a while, especially because you know that Chicken Fighters would really want to have this to either secure Supreme's position in front of the team fight or the ability of Charlie to jump in. But now instead, it's going to mean security for either Shad or Boom. It's going to be Shad. So he wants to get active with his Diffusal Blade.
Life, death, love, fear, and
Peksu for a moment, he was TPing to the outpost, hoping that, yep, I could go for a dive. Doesn't matter if I die, if I get the Aegis, or if I even get the Roche kill, that's already big. But just a few seconds too late for this one. Now Viking, with all those kills that they've picked up, they have the Diffusal Blade on the Phantom Lancer, a real threat. They can start pressing the advantage, and they want to do it early enough. This is kind of like playing up against that scary late game hero, where you need to start taking away enemy towers, force them to play on the defensive, starve them from farm. So basically, starvation would be the term to use.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they want to do. Now they want to play aggressive with at least 3, maybe 4, why not even 5? But at least have lanes pushed out, because their bot lane is obviously going to be pushed out by the Dire team. Every single time this lane is going to be pushed in deep, but they need to keep top and mid in. They're still sieging this top lane. Era keeping an eye open. No opening though. They're going to have to let this one fall.
You can see KheZu drawing the angle at which the attack might come, but the thing is that ChFighters are not actually interested in this right now. They need items on Jibe right now. They need to finish the Sanj and Yasha over on their Razor. If they take a fight right now, they're just going to get demolished by the Rolling Thunder once again. So,
Yep.
rather, ChFighters would just use this as time to get their items up, bought for the price of a tower. It's not great, but it's better than losing heroes right now.
Not sure if they saw that smoke. It was on the edge of that ops ward, actually catching it. And
Great
there
cross
is
map
a
move.
Charlie inside the triangle, moving downwards. Celery drops down the ward, hoping to catch someone. There's a Supreme behind the tower. Nobody's defending bottom. Nobody's pushing mid. Nobody's pushing top. Should be a danger indicator. There's a Pango courier that's been
Pexu's
spotted and pinged
positioning.
out. Pexu on a man on a mission. Yeah, he's like, okay, it's a moment for me to do some aggressive warding. They find Era. They're going to have to suffice with something. They can't even kill him, I think.
No, it's too hard. You don't run up there.
Yeah, you just don't. It's a valiant effort. Not enough.
Look-
However,
look
that
at
is the
Pexu.
BKB.
He's got 2 waves mid now, and he did so the first one right in between the tier 1 and tier 2. Really making sure that if the Radiant would want to go for him, they'd have to retreat their entire team back. And you know what? Since they didn't do that, they'll have to go back and show some heroes on the mid wave now. Plus some nice farm for that Phoenix.
Now that I was actually
steadily
looking,
to Holy Locket.
I was looking at the Pango courier, because that's where Pexu was cutting out the mid wave and getting the aggressive wards down. Was KheZu actually scouting with his courier at the same time? It did feel like he was micromanaging 2 areas.
think
You
he
know,
was, yeah.
it is a moving board in the end. So, plus it was only a Quelling Blade on it. However, ChFighters and their smoke, it does end up popping. There's the hook shot onto Boom. They've got the prime target, and then a brilliant execution. Just absolutely destroys that Lina out of the fight. KheZu on the run. Celery, he's going to have to pop his ulti, try and get some distance away. Not looking too shabby for him. He's probably not going to be making his way out alive from this one. Viking lose 2. ChFighters find some revenge for their previous 2 engagements, and they're going to get a tower down as well.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
They were really hoping that Zelina would be able to get her BKB off, or that they'd have an option of actually getting the stun off with the Aquatic Shield, but she simply died too fast. There's nothing to save if she's already gone.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
That's the problem with Alina core.
And Lina is going to need, like, somebody carrying an AC, maybe carrying your own Lotus Orb or something, have Shiva's guard to survive a PA. You need to stack up so much armor. It feels like, is this even paying off anymore?
The real issue is that if you stack up armor, you're not stacking damage.
Exactly.
And then
That's
you
the
can
thing.
look
You
at
can't
the
really
overall.
go for that either. So positioning is key. For Viking though, they are smoking up for his mid. Lina
There's a
pushing
volley
out the
again.
wave, taking a bit of a bait. They're ill suspecting of this. There's a ward down though. The sentry spots that the obs is here. Maybe they are trying to bait them in. Recognizing that was probably because of the smoke play they did before. They put the sentry down. But they didn't want to get rid of the obs, so Viking doesn't know that their ward has been spotted.
And they're going to give it up right now. All ChFighters needs is the confirmation that they have indeed backed off.
Charlie's
KheZu's
sitting in the
still
trees.
Yeah. Hunting.
Yep, Charlie's teeping out. Era just wants a little bit of friendship. No high five from Celery? No? Nope.
This is swords drawn. You don't have any hands free. You're holding weapons of murder.
21 minutes though in this second game. a couple more kills than we had in the previous match. However, not that massive of a difference. Viking maybe in a better hold of this game than they were in the previous one, but they're not ahead. They're definitely not ahead of ChFighters. I would still fear this PA above anything else. The shape that she's in.
Here's the burst damage.
Yeah, the burst damage is definitely there, but also the fact that PA can easily clear out these Phantom Lancer illusions will beat PL in a 1v1. The thing is, it is a team fight game in the end, so you can't just put an honest 1v1 and hope for someone to come out stronger. Era hookshot to take the DD out, but he also manages to block himself out. Gives his life away for this one. At least no DD for Boom.
Burns, doesn't
No
it?
DD for Boom, no Rolling Thunder for a little bit. Both sides know that this is the ability that determines the team fight, so a little bit of space to breathe for ChFighters.
Yep,
Just
Charlie.
a tiny little bit.
Charlie gets to make a move, at least around the bottom area. Look around a little bit. Celery, gonna walk into Shibe. Shipping is also around. Just a little bit of scouting. This is what Celery does. Locates the enemy. He
This
will.
is Ench as well. It's really kind of playstyle that he likes. Hoodwink.
But I
I
guess
think the only...
good moment to maybe look at items here because there's a, chill phase going on right now. Tiny bit of a 2k lead for ChFighters. Almost 4k in XP, around 3k at the moment. I was looking at the BKB Sanjin Yasha for the Razor. Just a bit of extra stats, making Razor survive fights a little bit longer. We've got a BKB coming up on the PA, and the Viper also having a BKB soon. Pretty grim stuff in store for Vikings in their team fight, because that basically diminishes a lot of this Lina, who has yet to build any right-click damage. It's all mobility and spells and a bit of tankiness with the help of the BKB.
You can see by the PL's build that he is not looking to fight that PA, he's looking to fight her team. So he's
Shad
got his
Octarine?
basic stats up right now. Yep, it's Shad Octarine, Aether Lens first. He's already got the shard in his pocket.
Pretty spicy. He did build it in, was it the OG series? Wasn't enough to win a game there. I've seen a couple other Phantom Lancers as well go for the Octarine build. Just for... It's more survivability because you can doppelganger more often, plus more lances. So if you combine it with the shard that he's already picked up here, you get the bounce, you've got more illusions jumping in. So it's kind of like, it constantly gives you vision. That's what the Pango needs. A little bit of vision. The Lina needs vision as well to get those spells off. They're difficult to land. However, ChFighters, their vision is coming straight through a smoke. Do they get behind Viking, though? Are they going Roche? Charlie's going Roche at least. Nobody's defending top or bottom. Should be an indicator that something's going on.
The Viking are making their move.
They're scouting, but Roche is already halfway. Gonna be a very tight call. Here comes the Dire Scan. They know they're there, and this also gives the indicator for Viking that they just came out of the Roche pit. Roche is at half HP. ChFighters disengage all the way back to the high ground. Smart call.
They can only sneak in. If they go in there and get caught by the Mortimer's Kisses and the Rolling Thunder, they are toast.
Celery checks there's nobody in. Also, the Rocket Flare flies into the pit. And now we're at a stalemate. Both teams just observing what the other one is doing, looking over the hill and yelling maybe some evil words on each other's. It's just a river between these two.
Choice insults.
Yeah, good old one cottage to another. Just the rivers in between. Charlie back in the pit. Takes a bit of a glimpse there. Abaddon with a Force Staff. I like this item pickup here.
Very necessary versus a Clockwork. It makes the Clockwork's game so much harder, and at bonus points you're also getting breaking static links with that.
Celery's ult is already gone.
Yeah.
Just as a simple thing as a PA dagger crit with a Desolator. That's all that was needed here. And that just might be
Now
the
he can't
indicator.
scout
Mortimer's
anymore.
Kisses, very disconnected, one spell after the another. Viking are using resources. At least doing damage onto the Phoenix. Phoenix is coming back up though. And PA also got a lot of HP regen. The longer this takes, the less effective that Mortimer's Kisses actually was. But How do they make the initial play? Is it just Kezu jumping in with a Pangolier hoping to interrupt? ChFighters know exactly what to look at. Celery has parked himself on the stairs. One crit can be enough to kill him. He needs to know that. Egg pop. Okay, here we go. The egg has been popped. They're going to commit to the roll shot. BKB comes out. Charlie will take the Aegis for himself. And Kezu, he does manage to get something out of it. It is the cheese. Oh, wait. Hang on. Was that the cheese? It might have been the cheese. But he did pop it. He got the heal out of it, though. And everybody's still alive with the BKB and Lina. The DD has been popped as well. Here comes the PA. Charlie coming into the fight. He gets healed up into the air. LSA stun is available. They get the stun on Charlie. No, they don't. They actually miss it. And PA still fighting his ground. Trying to get the jump in. Gets another one onto Boom. And he gets hit by the Laguna Blade. Still has the Aegis by himself. And Chad has already taken out Supreme. That is the first casualty of this fight. It was a long brawl. They took the Aegis, they used the cheese, but it was the Razor, the only hero to die this fight. 9,000 damage and 8,000 damage on the board, but only one kill.
Excellent damage juggling by Viking there. That's what they need to do in order to stay. If it's a longer fight, for sure, these Phantom Lancer illusions are going to start stacking up, giving that vision. And ChFighters need to ignore that and burst targets down. So you could see Charlie's almost indecision there, as he would be forced to jump up the high ground if he wanted to actually kill anyone, but that would put his backlines completely at the mercy of the PL. He decides not to go for it.
A lot of free roaming there from Shad during that fight. He's not going straight for the Octarine. Realize that stats are super important for him to stay alive. If he gets hit by one hook shot, it might just be enough for the PL to the PA to finish off the PL. So you've got Scotty, you've got then the MKB to chew through the PA. Do a bit of extra damage there, not missing the hits. So stats and damage for Lina, another MKB. This is the go-to item, but another defensive item has been built in between. It's the Aeon Disc, just to avoid getting critted to death. Incoming.
Just a tool to make sure she can reposition and counter-engage after. She cannot be the first target, but at the same time, if she wants to be in a threatening position, she has to be playing up. So this is the happy medium here. It can get triggered by a single dagger, though, once again.
Just waiting for Era to get that Aghanims at some point of the game. They need stuns. He is literally the only stun in this entire team, item and spell-wise. A lot rests on his shoulders. Outside from that, yeah, outside from that, fights are different. Bit of a calming phase going on here as well. Both sides just farming.
Ideally, ChFighters here just extends their lead, but it's hard for them to properly play up. You can see that Viking already assumes that the bottom half of their map is forfeit. They will just stay in this triangle, make sure that they're together, make sure that they can immediately answer any kind of aggression from the ChFighters with force.
ChFighters, 3,000 gold ahead. Trying to keep this lead up. Kezu looking for Charlie. Stun comes out. Second stun. They've got the roll-up. Hook shot coming under the backline. Can they finish off the PA? Charlie at 200 HP. The Aegis is still there. He's still alive, and he's not even falling yet. He needs to die, and he does. For Viking, they have a small chance, but for ChFighters, they're reinitiating. They're getting ready for round number 2. Charlie goes in. He rips apart Celery. He takes him out. Kezu also down. 2 instant deaths. They got the PA out once and realized, boys, we're out of damage. Charlie comes in, slaps away 2 quick kills.
I'd say it's still pretty decent trade for Viking, though. They got away with their important cores after that fight turned south. And this means that the next time they blow up the PA, she doesn't have an Aegis anymore. So they can go over on the aggressive right now. As much as that's a win in terms of terrain for ChFighters, they have lost a very powerful tool here.
They sure have. It definitely demonstrates as well how vulnerable a Phantom Assassin with a BKB in his inventory or in her inventory, ready to be used if you can get it off. That BKB usage pre-Aegis would have been a downfall, so thankfully they used it after, though Viking were already disengaging at that point. But true, if they can do it again, if they can repeat the same pattern on Viking's side, it's not a fight anymore for ChFighters. It's very desperate to get any burst damage in, because it's all relying on this PA. In a sustained fight, Viking will win.
They will. The problem is now that they will have to be the ones to make it happen. And it's very doubtful that ChFighters are going to take anything but a great opportunity right now. And as I say that, they are positioning forward though. Charlie would really love to use this DD. That is the key for him. That could make all the difference.
They're also smoking up. Both teams have smoked up, and another fight about to break loose. Era, there's a choke point ahead of him. Shad, he finds the clockwork. Here comes Kezu. They've got the Viper. Mortimer's Kisses coming in for the backline as well. Supreme and Charlie coming in. He will take down Celery instantly. A on this will pop on the Lina as well. The BKB. Supreme is just giving the chase, and he will take Luna down. Lina's gone. Aramis can teleport away. There's no stuns. The lack of stuns is real. Kezu, though, he heals himself. That was his own heals when he was TPing away. No, he wasn't even
sure
TPing. Okay, I don't know.
He's just trying to buy time.
I guess he was.
This DD.
But still,
Lina getting completely walked down.
Charlie with that
Kezu's
DD is about to pop.
Kezu's engagement was just not quite good enough there. It's an open space. It's not very favorable for Pango at all. So he only, like, you can see him hovering in the middle of that team fight, looking for, okay, who am I going to stun? And he realized that I have 2 choices instead of, you know, 3 at the same time.
This is the illusion trouble now from the shards. At least they forced ChFighters out of their base, but yep, another win for ChFighters, and especially Supreme being able to stay on top of Lina during that whole fight, during the whole BKB duration. Made a big difference in that. Lina was not able to do anything there.
She was not. Right now, the fact that she didn't go into damage means that she can't turn and burn on him. If you want to beat a Razor, you have to blow him up quickly, or make sure you break his link immediately. Either option was not available to her.
Good things in store for ChFighters. Able to take map 1, looking like they're taking map 2, and ending the whole series here. But the game is still going. Viking will definitely not give up without a fight, but the fights aren't just going in their favor. It's very 50-50. Like, they're winning some, they're losing some. But the further this goes, I feel like Charlie's just going to carry the game. 22,500 net worth already picked up on this guy. He's got a Satanic soon. More stats, more HP, plus already the damage that the PA is dishing out. Trouble ahead.
Absolutely. The only real damage that they have to bring in over on the side of Viking, it's all on Boom. And Boom hasn't been able to get a single good fight yet. He's getting targeted down by Era, getting targeted down by these links of Supreme who just sticks on top of him like glue. And there's not enough damage to remove Supreme from him either.
Agreed.
I can't punish him.
Shiba is now working on a Blink Dagger, Clockwork, 2 more pieces away from an Aghanims. And ChFighters taking the initiative. Again, PA is already pushing the top wave in. And probably a warding run here into the triangle. Kezu, he is very cautious. Hook shot, Era, looking for it, Lets him go. There's the sentry down on the cliff. Celery comes in first, so he will take the bait for the team if something's up. And there's Supreme. Forces him out. They definitely made themselves known now.
This is the last outer tower that's anywhere near Roche.
Counter smoke. Viking coming from the side of the lane. Supreme is right in front of him.
They need a good Rolling Thunder.
They need more vision. They don't know what's behind that. They don't know where ChFighters are right now. It's not like they just blindly jump in and hope for the best. They need to win this next fight. Celery finds the wards. They both know the wards are being placed down. They're in a smoke. They have the high ground. And Celery's just gone! Charlie instantly deletes him. The hookshot dodge, though, with the doppelganger. Era not able to catch a Viking. They're in trouble. They're in the trees. They need to get out. Kezu pops his ulti. Hits on 2. Aramis goes for the TP out. Kezu, he's also rolling out to safety. Shad is also disengaging from this. Charlie, he throws the deadliest dagger in a while on Celery. He's tried a couple times to get this hero out of the way, and now he just one-shots the Abaddon.
With that Fan of Knives breaking the trigger, the automatic trigger over on the borrowed time, you'd have to press it manually on Celery, but as it turns out, he just didn't have the time.
Yeah. There's really no time in that moment. Shad on the low ground. ChFighters still holding the triangle position. Love to be here when you're on the dire team, keeping this area for yourself. The most efficient place to play this game from. Roshan up in 45 seconds. Viking, do they smoke again? Yes, they do. Secondary smoke. This time, no rolling thunder for 10 seconds. They need to hold out for that long at least. Dire scan. Beautiful scan. How do they know that they're coming from this side? This move has been read.
They're getting read like a book.
They're getting read like a book. Like you usually, if you see something like that happen, you would probably pop your scan on either behind the tower or on the right side. They're putting it all the way in the middle river. But for Viking, they're not really taking this fight.
Or did it take its own life in shame?
They're taking the dire side for themselves.
They need to be close to the Roche. And this is the only place where they'll be allowed to do so. They have control of both the waves as well. Well, I say control both ways. They get to cut the top waves thanks to their vision there as well. And now it's a question of waiting. But they need to be here because they have no way of remotely checking. And they know now.
They need to TP back. They need to get back to the base. Charlie's already hitting their tier 3 towers.
They're taking it.
They're just going Roshan. Okay, this is a risky call, but at the same ChFighters, they know something's up because they're already moving back. They're coming in for the smoke. Viking, scared of this. We're on opposite sides of the map. Charlie goes in the pit. Can he finish off this Roshan? Aramis on the right side. Celery coming in from the river. They've got Supreme also there. Spotting the movements. Another rocket onto the choke point. They see it. They see what's happening. They have the PA all the way at the back. Getting ready to push out another wave. As Roche is now at half HP. 5,000 to go.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
Already thinking about pressuring their base. In fact, he doesn't even have to. There's creeps right now. Catapults pushing in the bottom wave.
Barracks are under attack.
Viking have to hold. They can't give away this Roshan.
This is the most important Roche of this entire game. If Viking gets this, this game keeps on going. If ChFighters take this, win a team fight, it's over.
It's all over.
This is potentially the last fight of Viking in this entire tournament. Boom. Playing with his life a little bit here. He's trying to get back to base. They're losing a melee Rax. He's the fastest hero to get there. But how does Lina get back? Now they're going in.
Division makes all the difference here. These clockwork rockets.
How does Lina get back? Does Lina just buy TP boots shoes? No, he doesn't. She hasn't got them. And they're finishing Roche. Pango needs to make a move. Egg is popped. They're going in. They're going to commit. Never mind about it. And it's Charlie going to take the Aegis for himself. The Mortimer's Kisses into the pit, but it's doing absolutely no damage. Celery down. The hook shot onto Pango. Kezu down. Viking lose 2. They lose 2. They lose to Roshan. ChFighters, they're on the push.
They are neither the PL nor the Lina felt safe going into that fight. There was... I think with the Aegis already down, they just knew that they were going to lose the game right then and there if that fight didn't work out for them, and they didn't dare take the risk. But that is all their positioning and posturing in the end for nothing. So much damage done to their base for nothing. Supreme already guiding that pushed out bottom wave right on into the base.
Straight into the base they go. They need Pango in 15. No Rolling Thunder available. Even for a couple seconds after he has respawned back in the game. ChFighters, they take one set of racks and that much closer to advancing into the next round of the playoffs. Charlie disengages. ChFighters, they're out. There are no more outer towers.
It's alright, let's hold our positioning, choke them out a little bit more. They have the reign of the map, they can do whatever they want right now. Nobody can dare to question Charlie, and Viking don't have the burst damage to make a pick-off happen without straight up committing. And if they commit, ChFighters are going to be there.
$17,000 gold ahead. 40 minutes into this second game. ChFighters holding a good position here to advance and knock out Viking from this tournament. Viking, one of the top 5 teams in Europe, or at least in this European qualifier, about to go out in the second round of the playoffs. They need a miracle. That miracle either needs to be Shatter Boom, Celery with a magnificent save, Kezu with some unbelievable ulti, but it has to be something completely ridiculous to come back from this 18,000 gold deficit.
Is what you're hoping is for ChFighters to over-engage on a target that's not Boom, and then have him sit as a turret while ChFighters is forced to retreat from his damage. But right now, his only damage item is a Chrysalis. This is not enough. He wants to finish as AC. That would do a great deal for him, both in survivability as well as DPS. But if you finish it right now, you don't actually have buyback.
ChFighters still keeping themselves inside this Radiant Triangle. They don't need to go anywhere else. Bottom is passively pushing in the whole time. And soon with that top tier 3 tower falling as well, that means that Viking are going to have to try and defend this base. If they ever go out, somebody has to come back, because that lane is not going to defend itself if that tower falls. ChFighters on the wraparound. Smoke into base maybe? They're drawing on the map. So. Pexu's drawing that. Go and cap the lane. Someone's going to defend it. Someone called Boom. They only have this moment. They have to go in now. If they go for it, they go for it. They got the stun coming out, but the Aeon Disc will remove it. Boom has a little bit of it left, but the egg is in the between. Can they take this egg down? They're looking to commit to it. The Lena's down, coming in with the buyback into this fight. Supreme in the middle of everybody right now. With the buyback coming in from Phoenix as well. Pexu, he's TPing on the outpost to return the fight. Supreme taking a bit of a advantage here. Taking some of the attention from Viking. Hook shot misses. Not looking too great for ChFighters at the moment. They have an empty Mana Razor. Has a cheese though. Shad. Charlie in between. Still has that Aegis. Aegis is still up for another minute and 10 seconds. Pexu, who just bought back, came in, but they got the Lina buyback.
This is a win condition now. You can see again, the fact that they get to stick on the Lina for this long without any punishment, because there's no real other sources of damage, is huge. It's really only Shad slowly working them down with all of the mana burn over on his Diffusal Blade. The land spam. It's not enough at this point.
Indeed. Shad. Oh, Charlie takes down Celery. Instantly gone. Instant buyback again. This is not the first time it's happened. Charlie is really mocking them right now with these attacks. 8-0-1-4, leading the charge. Jibe coming in, throws the ulti on Shad. He quickly flickers. Try to get himself to a better spot. Kezu with the ulti. Supreme pops the cheese. BKB popped as well, trying to hold his ground at the same time. They got the PA. Kezu coming in with another stun. But that ulti is about to run out, and it does. Charlie still in the front. He's not moving anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Now Viking, they're coming to him. If you're not going, we're coming. The stun on the LSA on the PA, still at half HP. Still has a couple more seconds of the Aegis. The Aegis expiring timing it's gonna happen now. The Aegis is out. Oh no, 1 second. The Aegis pops, and he's gonna come back to the fight. Viking, they just missed their timing there. Charlie gonna come back, and they're gonna take down Celery. Runaway Shad on the runaway. The hook shot from Era onto Kezu. Takes another one. Boom, throwing in the right clicks to try and take down one. They will get it, but Shad is already down, and he's coming back in with another buyback. Charlie does get hit by the LSA stun. Viking fighting for their lives here as ChFighters are taking them all one by one. They're now on the run, trying to get out. Shad with the souls on the Spirit Lances. Pexu almost dieback, pops the egg, and they cannot go on the low ground. They're turning it around. Charlie back on the high ground, getting another jump onto Boom. Aramis on the sidelines. They're losing the Lina. Lina falling low. Supreme coming in as well, trying to get a bit of damage. Boom is dead. Boom is gone. Pexu is there with the Sunray to take the kill. Aramis TP's back to the fountain. And Viking have lost 2. They've lost more than they bargained for. They're going to lose the base, and it's all over for them here. There's nothing left unless something. They need something, a sliver of hope. Supreme on the run, 400 HP with his BKB up and running. Might lose his life, but Shad, he's desperately 1v5ing right now against ChFighters, looking for something. Kezu with the stun coming in with another Rolling Thunder. Supreme still running Shad in the middle, but they're running to the PL, and PL is down. Shad will fall. Sibe, he's got Kezu. Pexu with another dive with a couple HP. GG's called. ChFighters will take this series and knock out Viking from TI.
And in what fashion? Viking just never really got to play their game. Not in the upper bracket, not here. ChFighters looking more experienced and more composed here than a team that's made so many waves throughout Europe in this last season.
So many waves indeed, but not enough here. ChFighters outmaneuvering, out farming, out fighting, being more persistent. being the better team here today when it mattered. 2-0. 2 games, both just absolutely fantastic by ChFighters. Not only just game 1 super dominant, put the doubt into Viking's head that they're here to win. Viking, are you ready for us? They were for a moment. They had that mid game, that early mid game. They had a touch on it. But once Charlie came out of the jungle, that guy with the big machete comes out and like, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. And he was. 11-0-6 on this PA. The team provided all the time, all the space. 45,000 hero damage, 14k building damage. Rightfully so, ChFighters continue on to the next round. What a game. What a game. What a series as well.
Yeah, what a series. Like, especially the maneuvering and all of this, because these were not high action games, right? But that's because both teams are waiting for their item timings, dodging each other, sharing information. This is a chess game. This is Dota at its most, I want to say, intellectual almost, because for both of these games with so few stuns, and in the case of Viking especially, this lack of burst damage, if you're engaged, you're going to lose heroes, so you gotta pick your moments carefully. And ChFighters just picked better this time around. And I do mean that in the literal sense. Both of these drafts looked like they were shaped to mess with Vikings' heads, to make it hard for them to play that very sort of bullying play style that they play when they're at their best. You can't bully a Razor and a Viper. It's not going to happen. So
Indeed.
Excellent reads.
Also, looking at something that might be changing in the coming patch at some point. I don't know if there's a patch coming, but I'm pretty sure there is, because TI getting posted or postponed till October. I'm looking at the healing meters. Celery 8.7 on the Abaddon. Pexu 14,000 healing on the Phoenix. 14k.
Oh, yeah.
Something's gonna happen to Holy Locket. People suddenly discovered, oh, it's a good item actually now, and overall, I think something might change to healing mechanics as a whole. Not necessarily the item. Maybe Holy Locket as an item. That's probably expected, but it works. That's why Phoenix's Wyverns, they're so popular right now. Also with the Abaddon. But hey, Kips, ChFighters take this 2-0. Did you expect this? Did you expect this to happen?
I did not. I thought for sure that Viking, with all of their experience, would be able to recapture. And even though I've been very impressed by ChFighters' progression through the season, I've cast them quite a lot actually. And the maturity in their decision making has always stood out for me, even if they didn't actually manage to execute always. So I knew the possibility was there, but still, like, between like my bias for the Dutch folk and my bias towards teams that just have a bigger track record, no, I did not think this was going to be a 2-0.
I think many people were surprised as well for that, but all ChFighters fans, all the Charlie fans, must be pretty happy right now. They continue. VikinGG out of the tournament. And I was actually instructed to give a tiny notification from the mainstream. So if I quickly give an update on what's happening there right now. Ghost Frogs were able to take map 1 from the Hellbear Smashers. Game 2 is well underway, probably ending. Maybe it might have already been ended by the time we get to this. However, you can check that out on, I believe it was BTS 2, if I remember correct. Or was it on BTS 1? Yeah, BTS 2. So Beyond the Summit 2 would be the channel if you want to check out what's happening there on that channel. However, we'll take a tiny break because the next one's going to be a banger. We got Spider Pigs. We got Team Bald Reborn. Don't disappear anywhere. We'll be back after the break.